Okay. So yes, this is another video of how we're gonna get out of hell together, okay? Now here's the thing. Even in the hell realm from that movie, What Dreams May Come, which I talked about in the last video, there's always like some cluster of individuals who are trying to get out. There are always like guides who are there to help people. And just like this realm, I mean, I think we've all kind of experienced, a little bit of the good and a whole lot of the bad. And I mean, we're obviously here for some stupid reason that we haven't quite figured out. There's some of us who are just like angry, like me, because we're like, the fucking reason I'm here is because of my stupid parents. But what if it's something greater than that? We don't actually know. And even if it's not, even if the only reason I ended up here in hell was to atone for my parents' sins of being blind and selfish gorilla orangutans that just followed what the told them to do and produced a child to suffer under capitalism. Okay, here we go. No. So basically what I'm proposing is let's help each other get out of hell. Okay. And the funny thing is, like, and if you watch this movie, it kind of talks about that. It's kind of like, what the heck is that? Oh. It looks like there's a bird trying to get in the window in the other room. Okay, so even if you look at the hell depiction in that movie, it shows that there are like some people, everyone in hell is like doing their own thing. And you got like the woman in the corner and she's like, I never charge my clients more than 30%. And then you got the guy, on the bottom was like, son, is that you, son? I've missed you. I can't believe it. And then he's like, you're not my father. And he's like, okay, I just try that on everyone who walks by, right? So we got the creeps in hell. We got the people who are doing tricks. And we got all kinds of stuff, right? So what determines your experience of hell? Okay? If we're all saying, yeah, this is a hell realm, what is going to determine our experience here? Do we want to sit in a corner and go, this is hell, I hate it, this is hell sucks? Or are we going to be like, all right, guys, we're suiting up, okay? We're going to come up with a plan to get the frick out of here, whether it's in this life or the next. We are going to find a way to enjoy this life simply because it makes the devil seethe. So let's come up with a getting out of hell plan. And I'm already it's like funny because I'm kind of already working on this on my main channel. One of my ways out of hell is coming up with a new exciting plan for the next little part of my life that's a little bit out of reach right now. But the situations, the people, the opportunities are coming together, and that's really exciting for me. And another part of my getting out of hell plan is improving my lifestyle, diet, etc. And another part of my getting out of hell plan is doing something meaningful that can be very lucrative for me. So when I offer things on my main channel, and even now on this small channel, people buy them. So these are like things that are really meaningful to me and that can really like change someone's life, and that take my knowledge and things that I've had to work really hard to learn, and many of the hard lessons I've had to pay that cost a lot of money or took like decades or whatever, and I can make them into easy lessons for people so that they don't have to suffer. So I'm doing that, and when I can live off of that, it feels like taking all of the lead and the coal and the bad stuff from my life and turning it into gold, literally. And that to me is like, holy crap, this is how you can get out of hell. If you look around hell and you see a lot of misery, nonsense, garbage, and pain, and you're like, hey, if I can turn pain into gold, I'm gonna be rich. So like, I feel like that's what it is what happens when you take your crap life and you turn it into something useful and inspiring to help people. So that's my current get out of hell plan that I'm working on. So if you want to join in on that plan, go ahead, subscribe to this channel, comment below your current situation. I love people who are like just like very honest and who aren't living in toxic positivity and getting triggered. I like people who are able to look around on the ground and be like, all right, this is what we've got here. Like, these are the people that I can get by with in life. These are the people who I want on my team. You know, not the people who are just like scared, like, no, this is heaven, there's no place like home, there's no place like home. All right, good. You go do that in the corner of hell and see how that gets you. Cool. For me, I'm like, this is where we're at, this is what we're gonna do. So there's like a couple of principles that let's agree on. And hello, hi to my partner here in hell who's watching this. We're on the same team somehow, and I'm grateful for it. So the first thing, can we agree that, let me start with something not too triggering. Can we agree that yes, we're in hell, but there are different layers and levels that we can attune to, kind of like a radio frequency. We can start to tune and pick up signals and frequencies from places that are not hell. And this will start drawing us further away from the experience of hell, which is what we want to do. And when we focus on the hell, we get pulled further down into it. Can we agree on that? And so while we can accept certain realities, it's true, we're not going to focus on the negative reality at present. This means, even though it's very compelling, we are not going to be watching what's going on with the US politics. We are not going to be freaking out about the crazy people in our lives. In my case, the dogs barking in Mexico. Whatever the thing is that you cannot control about hell, you are not going to focus or think about it or let it upset you. Can we agree on that? And even though it may feel difficult, let's focus on things that feel good. Let's focus on things that we like. When we have a bad memory come up, let's have a good memory that we can paste over it with. Not because we're fake people, but because we know that that's just a way of hell bringing us back down into the hell frequency, and we don't want to do that. Okay, but can we agree on that? I remember on Lisa Romano life coach channel, she talked about how when she was like in the absolute worst place of her life, rock bottom, that all she did was walk around, you know, or sit there at her little house, you know, with her little mattress on the floor or whatever was going on, and just say like, thank you for like the most basic things, like thank you for this floor, thank you that I have a roof, thank you that I have water to drink, thank you that I have coffee, and just like focusing on gratitude, because I really think that gratitude is a way to start inching your way out of this pit. So when you feel negative, start thinking about gratitude. Don't get pulled back into the pit of hell. The second thing that tends to grab me about hell is blaming my parents. This does absolutely nothing, as I've mentioned in previous videos. This is still being the baby who thinks that crying is going to solicit help. It doesn't. It didn't back then, and it's not going to now. So we're going to stop doing that. And we're going to stop being mad at God as well. I think that God, and by the way, getting back to that first point, God is a wave that we can make a particle by observing it. Right? Remember those studies they've done of physics of this reality and how there's something really effed up about this reality? It's not what you think it is. And when you observe the wave, you change it. It starts to become more real. So when we observe God and we observe the good things, they're going to start to become more real. They're going to start to become more visible in this reality. If all you believe about this reality is that it is what you observe with your five senses, then you're being screwed over, because your brain is running on programming. It's not who you actually are, and you can change the programming of your brain, and that's what we're going to do by tuning it to a different frequency, by choosing to observe the waves that we want to make particles, real things. And I think that God is not what, obviously there's so much lies in this world. I don't think God is one who like created this and it's like, hee, this is awesome. I think there's some crazy ass thing going on, and like God, and like Jesus or whatever was like a being who was like, what the hell are they doing over there, who came here and tried to help us. So you don't get mad at God about being in hell. God did not put us here. You do know what I mean? There's something else going on here, and God is a frequency that we can tune to. The teachings of Jesus are something we can cling to. We can use the name of Jesus because Jesus performed a blood ritual for the demons that control this world that somehow gets us out of here. So here are my musings, my current scratchings on the wall, my screaming into the dark about my current plan to get out of hell. I'm not going to be one of the ones in the corner screaming and lamenting. I'm not going to be one of the ones in the water trying to pull people down off the boat. I've got my eyes above. I can feel the breeze off of the ocean, even when there are mermaids trying to kill me in the water. And I don't know how I ended up here, but thinking about that and being obsessed and upset about it is not going to get me out of here, and that's what my ultimate goal is. Will you join me?